All right. Well, welcome everybody to Wednesday night broadcast of the American Reaching Module League. Nathaniel here with some text problems solved. There was uploading.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, we'll hope that this continues through. I'm not hearing any sounds, so boop, got it. All right. Well, we've got a. We were gonna watch the B3 matchup, and I think Tika is still streaming that. So if you were tuning into that, I hope you're enjoying it. But this is a C2 matchup between a bunch of newcomers to the league, maybe a couple who've been here for a while. Our first dealer is Josue, who did make the final table of the recent Texas Ricci Open, North Texas Ricci Open, and played quite well, had to his win condition in all last of the final game. Ended up falling a bit short, but played quite well. Frank takes Ricci on the right. We've got Scott across the table and Gian on the left.
Now we have Tempai for dealer with just Chun right now. On the right, it's a Richie Pinfu waiting 3-6 pin versus the 5-8. So 5-8 looking pretty bad. You see 3 out, but it is Gimbutsu to the Richie, so it may come out. At the same time, the 8 pin's a pretty clear push.
Yeah, with two Dora, there's obviously some incentive to play the hand, but at the same time, you're really far away in terms of Tempai. In fact, not even
Oh,
calling
there's the
Dora.
8. We're about to find out, and it is, and it's going to deal in to the dealer. We get the 1500 plus the Richie stick. So Josue manages to pick it up there. 32-5, has 2 Dora, Yakuai pair, callable hand. Because you're talking about that final table in North Texas. Didn't you do pretty well in that thing?
I did, but looks like Josue is going to do quite well here in Armals. I think I'm getting the punishment, my just desserts for having won that tournament is that I get to die in Armal. I just took a -60. Josue, on the other hand,
Well,
has
you
been
had
popping
enough
off lately.
buffer. You had
Yeah.
enough buffer. You're okay. But yeah, we see the dealer pulling here, Dora Yakuhai. So this is Mongon already showing for Josue with the 1 repeat counter as well. 6 is a nice little upgrade. Just going to go to the east. We're going to see it called on the left. That is Ishunten. Needs a 7-1 and a 2-4 so. Dealer calls the 3. Now Ishunten needs 3 so and 5-8 so.
We're still starting to stack up in the hand, but it's going to come out, and that's going to be the ideal call. Now another 5-8 so Tempai, but this time for 12,000 points.
Yeah, very expensive. Big hand here. And of course, it'd be a disaster if we see the 2 so getting drawn.
Saved a little bit. That 6 will.
And Gian, well, the normal cut here is the 1-3, but you can go with the 7 and just go headless. I think the 7 is the widest Ishun 10. But at the same time, the dealer's scary. 3 calls, you should be fairly certain this is Tempai. Well, that's just going to beat Easy Chi. Should probably call the 5-6, cut the 3, and be Tempai here. Does exactly that, waiting on 7 Mon to just shut this down for 1 Han.
It looks like
I
Frank.
see a call here. This is a defensive aggressive call. And I know that sounds weird to say it that way, but it's more of a, I just need to shut down the dealer bomb here.
Now, Frank was playing a little passively with the 4-mon cut earlier, but the best way out might just be to win.
Oh, there's the 7, but it fits into the hand perfectly, so the 6 is likely to come out. It'll be Shampoo and 8-pin 4 so. No, throws the 4 instead. Says it came out, isn't going to deal to the dealer, so it's fine to throw. I have 2 of them. I just don't want to find out what dealer's actually waiting on.
Nope, another Tempai.
Oh, and that would have been the win.
Can 6-mon for maximum value? It will just take it.
Yes, waiting 6-7 pin. Of course, 2 of the 6s are locked in the dealer's hand. 1 on the left, the 6 is dead. 2 7s across. Oh, the 7 will just shut it down. 1 Han Sumo, 300, 500 in the Homba. And dealer who had an amazing starting hand there, amazing Tempai, just can't cash it in.
Yeah, there were a lot of that weight in the walls, so might feel a little bit unlucky to have not won that 12,000 points, but it remains close. It's East 2.
Frank W. Using the Tenho tag, Frank W. Always
Chi.
easier to remember that one. Kind of a chaunt-ish hand. This may just be a call tune, get your Yakuai and get out of here, but there are some chaunt routes here. You do have the door indicator, so maybe you connect to the Dora, then you don't go that route, but I like hedging it here. On the right, looks like a Pinfu hand, nothing fancy. Couple pairs, maybe a Tanyo in there. Dora acceptance potentially with that 4-4 pair. You could break that security of the 9-9. Across the way, Hatsu pair, couple others. Really hard to make anything of value. And on the left, probably the best hand of the bunch. Ricci, Tanya, maybe a Pinfu, maybe a Peiko, maybe a Dora, maybe even a 5-6-7 Sanjiku in there somewhere.
Hard to find the value hand here. No Dora, visible, and
Chi.
the dealer's already open for a relatively inexpensive hand, so unless
No,
maybe
that's one of the questions. Where's the Dora? Because I see 0 of them, and usually there are 4.
right? Uh, Scott, maybe the only player with the one of the players with a Ricci opportunity, and Josue as well.
Well,
Could
Gion here is just calling for the 1-2-3 Sanjiku and maybe the Hatsu.
Chi.
you're willing to cheap out that four, so is a really important tile if you're going to play for Tanyo.
Yes, moves in hand to Ishanta needs 6-0 and
Home.
4-7 mon. We see the pawn of the Yakuhai. This should be the 4 or the 5 cut. Because that way you can keep the Sanshoku.
And you still can extend off of the remaining 4 or 5.
No, cuts the 1. So this is a wider shape, but much cheaper.
Home.
Yeah, although the difference
And
between
I
one
say
home,
wider, but it's not that much wider. It just gives you more ability to pawn something. But you're not really banking on the 5-4 Shampon.
oh, there's an ideal draw.
Yeah, fills that penchant with a 3-mon. Has too many pairs here. 9 is the normal cut, goes with it. Well, now it's a 2-2-4-4-5-5. Might go 1-3 here. And does. Starts with a 3. Pretty useless tile. It's one where it's tempting to call, but it just doesn't advance the hand. So you're not supposed to
Chi.
take this. Well, it is taken anyway, though.
If
And the effect in this is A, you've locked it in a little bit more, your shapes, but you haven't
Chi.
advanced the hand and you lost a draw. Now, at the same time, I noticed that there are 2 routes towards a 2-3-4 Sanjiku showing, but I don't think that hand's getting there.
yeah, it's not that
Chi.
likely
Well,
here
that's
given
Kempa. I feel that 7 is such a bad tile, you have to take it. Now, waiting on the Dora Indicator 5 pin, mainly because the East is 2 cut.
oh, wait, it's not ideal.
Ugh, and the Tuso's Furry 10.
One of the
Dora is drawn across the way, not going to have anything to do with it.
no, it's so easy for this dealer hand to be waiting Dora Tonki.
Oh yeah, you fully expect it to just be Doratanki. Because you're going, what on earth would you be calling 4 times with just the Yakuhai unless you're waiting on something either really random or the Dora?
Okay, 5 pin switches to 5, so I mean that 5 so could come out, it will.
Gong.
Does
Uh,
just pick the correct Tonki. Frank will pick up 1,500 back over the 30K, and Frank will be in second place here as dealer with a Pinfu Taipan, so a 3-3-3-4 shape. Does have that penchant to fill with the 8-9 mon on the right. That looks like Honitsu. I want to just start calling Pinzu and not really think about the hand too much. Across the way, few pairs. Feels kind of slowish. Has a floating Dora, maybe Toy, maybe even cut the Dora, go Tanya with that. There are a few options. And on the left, looks like just play efficiency, nothing fancy there. Has the floating Dora you want to hold as long as possible. Maybe a Honitsu if you get a bunch of Manzu draws.
one Sodora, really hard for players to use, and no one really has good connectors to it either, so wouldn't be too surprised to see the door be discarded in the end of the first row or near the second row for these players, unless one of them pulls one in, and there it is for Josue. Just doesn't fit into that hand well enough. Gonna be
7 so doesn't do a whole lot, but going to switch out the floating 8.
I'd be curious to see if this ends up becoming a flush or maybe even like pairs. Ooh, that 4-pin.
Well, no, not anymore. Now you're just playing efficiency.
This may be a Ricci Epeiko or Cheetoy's
Well,
back
now
on the
you're back to
menu.
Chichoitsu Ishan 10. And I feel that's wonderful, especially if you pair the 5 up. You definitely Dama here looking to
Hmm.
upgrade to the Honitsu.
At that point, any Mon tile.
Or Honor, for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
Could
Considering,
call, but this would turn it into Honitsu only, which is pretty
Chi.
bad. If you call, I feel this is a play not for the Honitsu, but for the Chinitsu, which is quite a distance away. But especially if you can pull in the last two, you're feeling pretty good about it.
yeah, this definitely feels like trying to shut the dealer down because Chinitsu is somewhat unlikely. When dealer sees 4-pin, 5-pin, or the rest of the table, honestly, for that matter, you have to consider that the flush is probably happening here. But the 9-mon draw, are we
The
excited about that?
Sonanko Ishan 10. I'd probably got the 6, though. Could go with the 1. I don't like the 3 because I feel the route to value in this hand is always Sonanko.
Yeah, and I'm suspecting this cut is made because of the 9-mon that's been discarded earlier across the table, and also because Josue is aiming for a flush in the Monzu. So it's unlikely that we'll be able to find the last 9-mon
Chi.
perhaps, and therefore we're really overpaired. However,
Well, that is Tempai across the way. Now you have to just take
Boom.
the Tempai. You absolutely have to just take this. So, Tumon South, of course, dealer's already cut one of each, so 2 left, versus the 3-pin for Tanya only. Well, there's the 9. Two's actually a really good draw. You can cut the 6 here. You have an Ipeco, maybe even a Pinfu here. Goes in and locks it in with a 3, so you lose some immediate efficiency here because there were Onko upgrades, but instead can maneuver this around. Is basically to say this what the final shape's going to be.
7-mon,
The
not a
6,
happy
though,
tile.
yeah, you don't even have to think too hard about that one. Oh, there's the South. There
Boom.
it goes. It's going to deal it. You get very scared. You're like, oh, okay, sure.
Yeah, it's kind of hard at this point for that to be more than just 2,000 points. Fortunately for Jihyun, Scott, the dealer now.
Nice little Tanya hand here. Goes and cuts the 2-4. I feel the 9 shows the normal cut there. Let's see, would that be? Yeah, that'd be 6 block, though, so didn't want to play that. On the right, we have a Chun pair and a Dora. Maybe a 3-4-5 San should go in there, although now you have another pair, possibly Peiko across the way. West pair, kind of Pinfu-ish. Of course, with the West, you can't get the Pinfu. Maybe an Itsu and Pinzu, you get another couple draws there. Missing the 2, 6, 9. And on the left, bunch of
Boom.
pairs. Maybe a Peiko on, say, a 2-pin draw, but I think you're always hedging Chitoitsu with a hand like that.
Let's
And
play
there is
four
either
five.
3, 4, 5 playing for the Sanshoku here. I like it.
As do I. Yakuhai Sanjuku Dora for 3 Han would be quite nice. Are we opening up here? No, not yet. Which is reasonable. You really don't want to draw the 9-mon after having called open for Tanyo.
Yeah, I think if you get the 6, I might call it. Oh, that's Chitoitsu Ishunton on the left.
Or pairs being drawn for dealer
Speaking
as
of
well.
Chitoitsu, ends up cutting the 7. I feel the 4 is the very much the normal cut. We have Tempai on the right, 2-pin, 5-pin. The 5-pin would be Sanshoku. The 2 is Chundora. Oh, and the immediate backfire on the 7.
And
But may end
immediately
up
switches
avoiding
back.
a deal, and yeah, that too may have come out.
This 4-mon not a particularly useful tile for the dealer's hand. At least in its current state.
9 so going to go back. 2, 5 actually really good on the wall here. 3 5s, 2 2s. 8 pin. I mean, you can see the obvious Itu play here, but still Ishan 10.
Yeah,
6 upgrades the shape. Now Ishan 10 can cut the 4 or the 7. That felt like a timeout.
yeah.
To definitely been the 4 or the 7 there. Well, you got a pair up, so end up cutting to 4 now. There's a Sonanko in here, but it's very awkward to get to.
Home.
Loading call here, me going for the Tanyo only. Taking the Toy potential upgrades, also getting rid of the Furiton with the 8. But this is very slow.
Yeah, and a lot of those toys are not going to have it.
Sumo.
There's the 2
Oh,
pin.
there's the 2. Sumos, it is the cheap end, though, so 500, 1,000.
Hey, ties for the most expensive hand of the game so far.
Gion picking up the 2,000, and will be dealer here. Couple pairs, but feels like it's eventually going to be Pinfu hand. Couple options, though. Now I have a 987 Sanshoku route, and immediately cuts the 8. I feel the East is by far more efficient there, but that double East is always so tempting.
Mm.
On the right, very slow hand. You just need some of those middle Pinzu to fill in, and if you don't, you're sick. Oh, by the way, that hand across is getting a lot of attention. No, not the 9, so I want to go Horitsu so badly.
Feels like you're not
I
losing
feel
that.
that's one where if you draw the something around Dora, that you keep the 5 and 8 for a little bit. If you draw it around Dora, you go for that. And if you don't, you just go for the Horitsu.
Yeah, you're not losing that much efficiency cutting the 2 or the 8 mon there. So I do like the idea of holding the 9 so a little bit longer.
And on the left, nice little Tanyao hand. Too many pairs there as well, but it's pretty workable. 4 here. Thinking about it now, that cheat does not help at all here. I might call that as a cheap hand just because I have so many pairs. It's a really awkward tile, but it's one of those, what's your improvement?
Ooh, speaking about
Home.
calls, could take Tempai
That's
here.
Tempai, yeah, 2 so, 5 so for Shahatsu.
And the food to
Would
bump it
hit
up.
the 40, yeah, the 40 fu threshold, so 26 or 27 on Sumo. Of course, the fun thing with hands like this is it's one of those times when Daiming Con actually makes sense. I would
Oh,
definitely con this.
it does make sense.
Kong.
I agree.
There it
Con,
is!
your choice of
I
weight.
love
One.
seeing the random cons. This will be a Tonki. Which Nobeton do you want? The 1-4 or the 2-5? I feel the 1-4 looks really good here. It's unfortunate dealer has the 4-mon pair. This is largely just waiting on the 1. 1-4 left, 2 1s left. Could even switch to the South Tonki here, but 2 of those out, so not that good a wait.
Yeah, we already have the bonus suit anyway with the Nobiton weight to bump us up to 50.
Dealer gets a nice little Lee Shunten upgrade. Oh, well, that's a different 1-4, but the 1s are really dead. You see 2 of them and just drew the 3rd one. We'll shift this
Oh,
down for a possible Chanta upgrade later. I like this.
okay. Give us that South back.
Well, not now, because then it just furry dead.
South equivalent. How about 1 pin?
I think North is 2 out. What is available?
Each.
Hatsu? No, that was
Oh,
called. But doesn't matter. We have a Ricci, Pinfu, Dora 2, possibly Peiko. 9 so, 6 so. A monster hand here for Gion as dealer.
Each.
And we'll be chased on the
Dome.
Ipatsu. Ricci, Patsu, Pinfu, Dora 2, 2 lure indicators to boost this to Hanemon.
ooh.
And misses both.
Still 12K for Gion. That is going to open this game up.
Yeah, that's one where you're looking at it, you're kind of sad, but at the same time, 12,000 is really good.
And Frank gets to chill, caused all the problems, and took no responsibility.
Well, isn't that the best feeling? Is you just get to sit and watch violence at the rest of the table and walk off. But regardless, here, Leon is, or Gion rather,
Home.
is right in front of us with the possible Itsu, Dora, maybe 1, 2, 3, Sanshoku. On the right is Josue with a Peiko type hand, a bunch of pairs in here, draws a Doras. That's a nice upgrade. Across the way is Frank with a 4-6. Upgrades cheap a little bit, but it's going to be a very cheap hand. And Scott on the left with a maybe an Itsu, maybe an Peiko. I feel the flexible shape is in Manzu, but it could require a lot of work. I feel if you draw the 7-mon, I go for the Itsu, and I just draw the 3 or the 5, we go for the Ipeco.
Some really telling stuff here from the dealer, going so far as to cut the 1-2 pin over this 9
Yeah, this is
so.
the Dora Penchon. Wants this shape a lot.
Yeah,
I feel
maximizing
this is
immediate
one where
efficiency.
there's maybe a little too much belief in the pure power efficiency,
Mm.
but this is the power efficiency. Now he's shunting for Richi Pin Food. He's the 2-5 or 6-9 mon.
Yeah, so the one difference would be if he'd played it. Otherwise, he'd probably be holding a 2 pin right now, which does have some benefits that you can pair for Tanya, but
Well,
in the same.
Tempai's really good. This is the advantage of playing pure efficiency, is you get good hands, good weights, but fairly cheap unless you can hit a Patsuura.
Yeah, would have ended up in the same spot if the 9s had been cut as well, but could have earned an even faster tempo by drawing the 8 so. Richi Pihu. And I'm feeling like,
Oh, there's the 3. That hurt.
Each.
yeah, we're gonna see the chase.
We'll
Richi
get
Tanya,
chased.
Dora 1.
Yeah, waiting on the 4 so only. We see 3 of them in hand, so only 1 left on the wall versus the 2-5, which is really good. 5 left.
1 versus 5. Oh,
The thing about Josue's hand is you look at the pawn and go, I don't even know what to
Don't.
defend with. The answer is, can't really, but there's the dealing. Richi Pinfu. No aura, but does get the Richi stick as well, so 4,200 net on this hand after the home, but and there's the double ace you're looking for as dealer. That's just you call anything, you just go, I feel, with that. Nothing fancy on the right. Whole bunch of pairs, also the South Yaku High. Across the way, a whole bunch of Manzu tiles, maybe a Honitsu. And on the left, looks cheap. Cheap and slow, not the two things I want to see. The Suzu shape is deceptively, it looks deceptively good, but it's just not. The 1-1 is nice, the 4-4-4 is nice, but when you have them combined, it means the hand's just going to be cheap. Make it to Tempai relatively quickly, but the rest of the shapes are pretty bad. Keeps you upgrading a little bit with a 3-4-4-6-8, but you have to make 2 blocks out of that.
yeah, thinking about the hand of Hoso here.
Oh, this is a decision on the right, and cuts the 3-4. Of course, you get the south, you're just Tempai.
Will we call
Home.
this in our current position? There are 2 Homba, but that's it. We have no Dora.
I think I definitely call it. The question is, do we go Honitsu afterwards?
Mm,
Like this Hatsu, do we sit on it? And yes, it is held for now.
yeah, given that our fights, our Ricci battles against dealer have resulted in us dealing in, we're actually not in that bad of a spot. So we don't need to be
Also
too
interesting
desperate.
across the way, cut the 7 so 5 so to get the better efficiency in Monzub. With 3 door, you don't have to worry about too much. You just play efficiency. Waiting Tempai 5-8 pin. This is the South. I'm very surprised it's not called. I feel you almost have to call that. The question is if you just take Tempai or not. Is the Ricci going to add that much? Your pond obviously looks Honitsu.
Yeah, you're hoping that with a Ricci you can trap
Each.
the 5-8, but uh-oh.
Well, that is Tempai here for dealer, waiting Tuso. It is Ricci Nomi. Could not cash in the East pair. And the Tuso is completely dead. One was just... Oh,
Don't.
there's the 5, going to deal into a Mongon. Chun and... Oh, that's where the Dora were.
Yeah, one of those surprise. You feel like you have the advantage for first to Tempai, or at least it looks that way, as you the only player to declare a Ricci. As the dealer applying pressure, no, the Mongon player was already there.
Yeah, Josue here has a Chichoitsu type hand on the right. Very nice Ricci Pinfu Tanyao. Maybe even a 2-4 Sanshiku, but needs some lower Sozu to get there first. Across the way. I want to go Chant with that, but I think you just play efficiency to see what happens. And on the left, Pinfu, Tanyao, Sanshoku. Not sure if it's going to be 3-4-5 or 5-6-7.
I was really,
5-6-7 looking a little better, though.
hmm, I was really curious to see how Jose would play this hand after drawing the pay pair up to 5 pairs. So Chito Ishan 10 cuts 6 pin. And now,
Well, I think when you're Chitoy shunted in this hand, you just have to take it.
yeah, but you, of course,
The Toy is so slow here, and I think it's a very good pass. If you had other Yakuhai, then sure. But as much as I hate Chitoitsu, One Away is still just better most of the time than Baka Toy or just the Tanyao. Just the Toy.
so I always get interested in how people play their Cheetoy. For example, I might have held that 8 so as a potentially strong final weight.
Yes, I would held the 8 so and cut the 8 Mon here. I don't mind holding the 2-3 because if we get 8 pin, we have Ipeco upgrades and can't even just go to a regular hand. Chun, of course, is a Furitan tile and dead, by the way, so it definitely goes out.
Big time Ishanten on the right.
Yes, very white Shunten, likely on the 3 Mon Tempai for Richi Tanya Ipeco.
Yeah, once cut Hatsu I like holding.
I'll be the first person to say I don't know how to complete Chitoitsu, so don't listen to anything I say on it.
Feels like
Oh, the 9 is a sad draw, so yeah, I like just throwing it back. Friso's a nice fill here. Should be the 9 pin or the 9 Mon. Okay, I guess the 8 was the tile. As I said, don't trust me on Chitoitsu. I don't know what I'm doing.
And now the Tonki swap game. Hosoe needs to find the best weight that this Cheetoy can be.
Yes, this is currently Chitoitsu Dama would be 24 in a row on a Roan and 4,800 on a Sumo. Could take this one. 3-2 waiting on 1. Still Dama, not going to throw the stick in yet.
The one so door draw is not that great of an upgrade because the door's been cut twice already.
Oh, that's Tempai.
Each.
That's a monster Tempai.
Oh, the Dora! You could
Uh-oh.
try to snipe it.
I like Dama cutting the 1 Mon here. Because you're
Each.
cutting the 3-2-1. I don't really like the Ricci here, but if you're gonna do it, I agree. Just throw the door back.
Yeah. Hit the button and then reconsider it as well. Oh, the 1 Mon, and it's gonna come
And it
out!
hits Ipatsu!
Wow.
Again, don't trust me in Chitoitsu. I don't know how to do it. Ricci, Ipatsu, Chitoitsu, 9,600, and the Ricci stick. And Scott takes a big hit there.
Declined.
Josue jumping all the way into a very close third, almost at 30,000 here, with a big win.
Wow, declined the Ricci twice, found the perfect timing.
Yeah, just wanted to chase it. There's not really an advantage to Dama here. And I had to think about the door and said, you know what, it's 2 out. There's no reason to do it. And hits the 1 Mon Anipatsu, no less. Has a good hand here with 2 Dora, but you want to call a hand like this, and it's kind of difficult. This is one. If you see the Dora, I think you just call anyway and see we'll find the Tanya Somo along the way. The 2 Mon is kind of borderline for me, though. On the right, Pinfu hand, nothing fancy there. Reach Pinfu Dora, maybe an Itsu and Monzu across the way. Looks very cheap. It's Pinfu, but slow. And on the left, Pinfu, kind of medium speed. You have Ryankon, you have the overlap on the Pinzu with the 5-6-8-9.
Here's the big moment, Chumon. Will we see the Puln for Tanya? I like it. He's
I'd
considering
take
it. He will take it. Okay.
Thinking about it for a while. Well, the advantage here is you can call 2 pin, 5 pin, or especially 6 pin, and the hand just really strong. And when you have a hand like this, a lot of people won't even consider the 2 pin, but it's Tempai.
Tempai with door 2 is a valuable thing, even if the weight is not
Especially
that
as
strong.
Well, the other part of it is you have a hand like this and the Dora does come out, then you just call and take the donkey.
Or in this case,
But now has the upgrade, yeah, you'd have the Arianeman with a 2-5 so weight. That
this
is
is
also
also.
Tempai. I'd take this. I'm not thrilled with it, but I'd still take it.
I'm a little more sad about taking this
Gee.
one than the previous one because it feels like it's so easy to upgrade this shape.
Yes, it's definitely much more upgradable shape. Oh, the 3-so. You feel it's so close.
Kang.
No,
Con?
surely not. Okay, now you can even
Yes.
break tempi here.
No. Yeah, I don't mind the Karagiri either. Because that makes this definitely look like a middle Pinzu way. 3-6 or 2-5 look really scary against it. You can switch to the 6 here, and I would.
I do kind of like that idea. Not little Nakasuji.
Yeah, the little Nakasuji beta the 6-so here. And with the con here, of course, a sumo would be extra fu, because you'd be sumo and the kanchan. There's a 6, but it fits into the hand perfectly. So that's not coming out.
An interesting question for the other players. Oh, hang on a second. That's a tempi.
1.
We'll have to
Reach
drop the
Pinfu
Dora.
Tanyaoi Peiko call. I think
Hold?
you have to just call cut the 7.
No, will not take the
Oh,
swap.
waiting on the Genbutsu 6. Now, this is an issue. In higher leagues, they would definitely consider throwing the 6, especially being Noctuji against you. I don't know if they're going to realize it in C2. Because this is a call. This is one of those things that, unless you're used to it, you don't always look there.
本
No, we'll take the second
That's it.
one.
Okay, doesn't matter. We're just going to call it now and go. Waiting 5-so. Of course, one of those is out.
And now
I
the
think you have to
upgrade.
switch. It doesn't matter how bad the 5 is to throw. The
It-
3-6 is such an upgrade here.
Yeah, it's not that the three pin is that much safer to discard here, so oh, and
Sumo.
And that's
rewarded.
why, just sumo, easy game. Tanya, Dora 3, and the Riichi stick. And all of a sudden, Josue is in first place, just like that.
Yeah, and this is these are the decisions that he was making in the in-person tournament to make it to the final table. Just really solid reasoning. I'm also interested. I bet you if you asked, he would say something along the lines of he tried to snipe the 6-0 for a couple turns, and when it didn't come out immediately, decided it was better to switch to the Tonki.
Yeah, and when the last one came out, it's like, okay, sure.
Right?
But Dealer here has a Chun pair. Ooh, that's a choice across the way for Scott. I'd probably take it, because I don't mind ending up Honitsu here, but it is passed.
Yeah,
When I see
Honitsu
a hand
Toy
like this, I'm
Toy.
thinking Honitsu, Toy Toy, Yakuhai, and maybe something later.
I feel like that's actually kind of Scott's jam is that Honitsu Toy Toy type hand, but maybe trying to play with a little more patience. Aim for the Chi-Toy instead.
On the right, Pinfu hand, few pairs, feels slow. As mentioned across the way, I want to go Honitsu with it, but passing this, 3, this is just locked in on Chitoichu, not even considering
本
any other hand. That's the only reason that 3 is going to come out. On the left, probably the best hand of the bunch, but needs a 6-so really badly.
Interesting
Do
three
you ever
mon.
just call that 3-so? Because you need 2 of them on the 3-6 line.
Hmm.
It's one where I'd probably call it and hate doing so.
本
But that's a call you just love to take there with the Chun. Headless 2 Shanten with a Dora. Ideal draw, of course, another Dora, cut the 8 pin.
That was a very funny three mon pon, by the way. Playing with the Sanchoku out in case the Chun never came out.
本
Now headless though.
There's a 7, does get called. I'm not quite sure what Scott's trying to do here, because, man, I'd really like to have had the South if we're going to make that 7 call. And you just look at this pawn, you're kind of wondering, what could this hand have been? The Honitsu Toy Toy
1
would look really good right now.
There's the east. We'll pass the east.
Passing that one. That gives door acceptance, but you really have to have the last south regardless. It just throws it back.
And the left hand is getting kind of
Senpai,
close.
Doritonki, yeah, that's an easy play. There are 2 of those left in the wall. Chun Dora 2.
Oh. 2-pin. Frank is concerned about the dealer and is just backing away here. I think with the late cut 8-pin, you're not as worried about a Mon flush as you might normally be otherwise.
This should be the 6-8. No, what? I don't understand this at all.
Cheatoy with a Pulton.
Yeah, I don't think that's how that works.
Oh, there's a Dora.
Oh, there's the Dora. Could switch it, but there's just such a value difference. I like keeping the Dora Tonki here. But says, okay, we're getting rid of it.
No Pulton.
Surprised it was not called on the left. Oh, there's the south. And see, this should be Tempai now. But that 1-mon cut, was that maybe a misclick?
Sumo.
Oh, okay. Well, that's the switch. Gets off the Dora, says, I'll just sumo it next turn on the 4-7.
So we're running it up.
3 straight dealer hands. That one's significantly cheaper than the others. But has a callable hand here with the East, which comes right out. We'll call this one. Not too much value here, but looks pretty fast on the right. Pinfu hand, nothing fancy. Across the way, Chanta-ish type hand. Maybe Jun Chan if you get lucky there. On the left, south pair, maybe Honitsu, but with the 2-mon Dora and the 6-7-mon, probably just call and go. I would have definitely called that 9-pin because I just want Jun-chan. The problem the hand has is that 2-3-so incentivizes you to not call unless you absolutely have to.
Frank, a nice Kanchan fill 3-pin. Unclear.
Hatsu pair, the hand on the left getting expensive.
Yeah, if we could find another pair of the Dora, I'm totally on board. 2 Yakuhai pairs as well. Pretty wide Ishanten for the dealer.
Yes, this is Kutsuki Shunten, double floater with the pair confirmed on the 6s. Of course, say pair confirmed and you draw the 7, and you're not thrilled with that as your pair.
Tempai.
This is Tempai. You should just cut the 5 here, wait on the 7.
You can.
There's only 1 left, but it's a very flexible Tempai. You can get the 2-pin upgrade, the 4-pin, the 5-pin, or just have the 7 come out just like that.
Yeah, a lot of upgrades for this. Doesn't need them, though.
And the 3 Homo worth almost as much as the hand itself, and wakes up with another Yakuhai pair that can just be called. Not too much value yet, but has a 3-pin floater, potentially accepting a 1-pin Dora on the right. Pinfu hand, nothing fancy. Crossway, maybe an Ipeiko, but that's actually Ishunten already for Richi, Dora 2, maybe Pinfu. Oh, that's such a beautiful draw on the 5. But cuts the 9-pin. That's very inefficient.
In the meantime,
Because now you're going to be 1-pin, 8-pin Shampoo, almost certainly. Either just call the 8 on the Ryanman. There is the South, though. I imagine that goes out and it's get called. Should be the 5-mon or the 3, so I like the 5-mon. And on the left, Pinfu hand, but fairly slow.
Yeah, definitely want to hold the 3-pin in case we can connect to the Dora. I was also a little surprised to see the Yamanshi. That's one of those hands where I almost am hoping that the South doesn't come up because I feel like my shapes are strong enough to be able to reach you for a lot more value. But in this case, the South came up quickly afterwards, and so in a pretty happy spot. 9-pin's back. We can
Has another chance in the 9 and throws it back again. Well, that's an ugly Tempai. If you didn't have 4 Homba, I would definitely throw it back, but the 2-so is dying so much now that I don't hate just taking this Shampoo.
Oh, just draw the 5-mon back.
Oh, just get a perfect upgrade then. Cool. 3-6. Sometimes the tiles just come.
Now, a lot of those tiles are getting swallowed up by the other hands, or at least temporarily held.
No, yeah, we see 3 threes and 2 sixes, so still 3 left. It's not like it's a bad weight even now.
And
That 2-pin should look very scary with that late 3 cut. But gets shoved anyway.
yeah, it tanks on it for an appropriate amount of time and then shoves it. So this could have been
Oh, that
Tempai.
4 would have been Tempai! Should have been Ricci, Pinfu, Dora 2 waiting 3 6 so. And there would have been the 3 even.
I do like holding that 4 even though there's a Shuritan, because we can
Oh,
slide our way to
6-1
the Sasha.
Onko shuts this down. Dealer, this 3-6 looking a lot worse now, because that was where you expected, but it might come out fairly soon. The 2 has safe, though. That's going to come out first.
Another chance to
Ugh,
go
and I
8
have
pin,
the
8
1,
pin.
2, 3, 4,
Oh,
5. Cuts the Dora!
8 pin, a slightly better pair
Ooh.
to cut in this situation. I feel a little risky
No,
to.
8-pin a lot better cut, because you don't even get Tanyao.
Yeah, with the 1
Because you have
1.
that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 8 is way better here.
Yeah, correct idea to hold for the diamond shape. Slightly inaccurate. Oh, there's the door that will come out safely.
This is a fairly wide shape, but the 6-so looks pretty safe. Cut the 6-pin instead.
1
There's Tempai. We'll go ahead and Ricci here. And of course, that would have been the sumo. His hand had been played efficiently.
Same weight, 3-6 mon.
Yes, 3-6 versus 3-6. When you see a bunch of them in hand still. But at the same time, 3 left is really good this late.
Nope, Tempai on the left now.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm surprised the 4 wasn't just cheat.
Not playing for the K10 wants to get their closed. Did get their closed, but no Yaku.
This is one chance. You see so many door, the 3's not that scary a push.
Yeah, when the player cuts 1 pin to Ricci, I'm not that worried about the 3 pin dealing in.
One more draw. Nope. Will this be a switch? Nope. Doesn't matter. 3 players, Tempai. And everyone sees, oh, that's where the 3-6s were. Frank pays out the 3,000, but still in second place. Josue going to be dealer again here. 5 Homba, 1 Ricci 6, so 2,500 in the middle. With probably the worst hand he's had so far. Maybe sort of 3, 4, 5 Sancho in there eventually, but too many pairs. Doesn't feel Tanyao. On the right, Pinfu. A few pairs in here. Might just go Tanyao with it across the way. Couple pairs. 3 of them even.
Or 2.
Dora 2, so I'm just calling Tanya not thinking very hard. And on the left, a much more standard Pinfu hand, but still fairly slow.
4th pair has been drawn for the dealer, but this looks like one of those spots where you'll definitely try to play anything other than Chitoy. You really have to get yourself twisted into that hand accidentally.
I feel anytime you're going for Chitoy, you're already twisted.
4 pairs as well on the
Oh, you
right.
switched about the hand. Yeah, that was definitely what I meant. Uh-huh, yeah. All right, the 3 is going to connect with the 4. Not too much there. And these hands, the best one is the hand across, but it needs to get called.
Ooh,
9-so upgrades to an Ipeco and a Chitoitsu Ishan 10.
3-so, 2
Could
mon,
cut the
2
5 mon if you want to set a Suji trap. And the 2 is passed. I think that is definitely a mistake by Scott. You have the 2 door that gets rid of one of your shapes that you need to get rid of. And as too many pairs, you're not going Chitoitsu. That 2 does need to get called.
Be interesting to see if Gion could use the 2 pin on the left, or that will have to come out eventually. I can't imagine we see the 2 pin passed.
Ooh, 2 mon, 5 mon, wait on 1 is pretty filthy too.
Yeah, it's a disgusting trap.
Hasn't gotten there yet. This is the curse of Chitoitsu, is it's always so close, and then it just never gets there.
I wasn't playing for it until that discard. That one confirms it. You'll lose all the sequence efficiency in the Manzu. There's the 2-pin, no Poem. Maybe it is a Chitoy play.
Yeah, I feel Scott's been playing this very inefficiently.
1
And Chitoy generally
There is a
is.
Ricci on the left. It is Ricci Nomi, 6-pin only. I mean, 2-pin's safe. We'll cut the 8 anyway. Trying to switch to a potential
Each.
Dama snipe, maybe.
Ooh.
And there is a chase. This is Ricci Tanyao, 3 6-pin. So 6 is double roan.
Time to get out.
Dealer says, I've had my fun. I'm out. You guys have fun. 3 Ricci sticks, 5 home. But man, I want to fight this, though. I'd have cut the 1 mon and kept the Shunten. And now you'd be
Sumo.
Tempai. Oh, doesn't matter. Just Sumo. Sumo Tanyao. No Ura. Frank will take that. And still in second place. Gets almost all of it back and getting closer to first. Will be Dealer here in South 2.
The ham was worth 4,000 points. He picked up 8,500 points from in total.
All right, Frank Dealer here has the Hatsu pair, a Dora Haku, cuts rid of the Chud, so no dreams of the Daishangen. I think you have to call that. You want to go Dora Tonki, so that's haven't been definitely an I want to go Dora Tonki. I'm just not convinced of it yet. I'd cut the 7 in that same position. On the right, slow Pinfu hand across the south pair, call and go, and on the left, Pinfu hand, kind of medium speed. You have the overlap in Sozu, though, which is frustrating, with a 3-3-5-6-8-9.
And I'm very interested to see what's going to happen with this door. Because it's overblocked, Frank just has too many shapes to really effectively use this door until he pairs it up. So will he make some sacrifices?
Well, you're just going to call the 2, cut the 3. And if you pair the Haku up, you go, and if you pull the 7, you just cut the 2-4 and plan for the Doritanki.
Yeah, the really big decision would have come if the 3-pin came first. Then you'd either be giving up efficiency.
Then I think you just have to give it up. And this is one that might tempt me to give it up. Yeah, I'm fine with this. Take your Ishanten. You're not thrilled with it, but Tempai's Tempai.
It does get tapped by a bit sooner as a result of having cut that. Now just on the 3-pin.
It is just Hatsu for dealer. No real value here. When you see the Haku come out and you see the calls here, you figure it is exactly what it is. There's the south. Could be called. It is passed. Geode wants to take a little bit more out of this hand.
Yeah, as you say, players will look at this and say, you're probably Tempai, and it's exactly 1,500 points.
Yeah, there's almost no weights in that. And then it's 2 pins are going to come out, and an experienced player will go, hey, that looks like a 80 Yonkin. I bet this is a 3-6 pin weight.
Yeah, not only that, it's a 1-pin early cut followed by a 2-pin late cut that really signals 1-2-4 pin followed by an upgrade either to 3-6 pin as you said, or like a Shaba with a 4-pin pair up, and more likely to be 3-6 pin.
Eddie Yonkin, a concept. Well, there's the 3. Not noticed by Scott. We'll deal in for the 1,500. Eddie Yonkin's a trick where if there are 5 apart, then 1 in between each will often be the weight. So if you have a 2 and a 7, the 3-6 will be it. If you see a 4 and a 9, the 5-8 is really dangerous.
And of course, there's always a disclaimer on these, right? There's no guarantee.
No guarantee. It's a more dangerous type thing, but especially as you open hands like that,
points.
and then a late Tadashi in your very specific area, you get very suspicious.
For sure, and they sometimes have the shape. Sometimes they have the shape, and they just filled it already, and so it doesn't deal in, even though it was exactly a Ryonken. And then, wow, this is second call.
Yeah, we're going to jump in here and not worry about the rest of the hands because you have a Honitsu, and it's just Bakahon, though. Could be Toy Toy. There are a lot of upgrades.
Yeah, let's make it Toy Toy. Somehow all the South's coming out.
You're going to draw the 6-mon, and you're going to be very sad. That is my experience with hands like this.
At least it's 2,600.
Oh, draws a Dora. Okay, I don't like throwing the Dora in there. I would cut the south, especially since it's 2 out at this point, because if I pair up the Dora, I have my Toy Toy anyway, and I'm waiting on the 1-mon.
Speaking of
Boom.
one mon,
Yeah, and now waiting 4-5, and if you get the 4, do you even take it?
I think you have to with the fact that Frank is the dealer in the score position. You just want to shut that down.
Yeah, with the scores as they are, you just take it.
But it certainly
But it is
feels
something
a little
always to
sad.
consider.
Ooh,
Oh,
Hatsu?
I'd switch that in a second. I would not even think about not switching that.
That would be a sneaky one for sure. When players see the mon
Beach.
overflow, oh, there's a reach. Scott slams on
Yes, this
Shavo.
is Champon's 6-mon 5-pin. The 5-pin's door indicator, so it's really bad. The 4 so doesn't feel good, but at the same time, do you care?
The 5-mon doesn't feel that much better. 4 so maybe slightly worse. But I know there's two of the 3 so were out at the time.
That's not Tempai for dealer.
Goes Hiritan.
Haku would be for a 10. That always has to get thrown. I think you just go 9-so 9-so and say, you know what, if you want to fight this, go ahead. Because that does look like a Honetsu Toy type hand.
Frank back into Ishantem.
I mean, if you draw the 8-pin, I think you just have to slam it, but almost anything else, and I don't want to get involved. 9 is safe, I believe.
Playing this,
2 could switch this to the Gimbutsu, but the 2 is safe, so we'll just throw that.
I believe that is the last of the winners. So Josue here, not. Oh wait. Oh, the 3-pin got caught. I was gonna say the 8-pin was Tempai. Had the 9-man been discarded?
Peitonki? Any Peitonki believers? Nope.
Not on the dead weight.
Yeah, but that makes it even funnier,
It
doesn't it?
does. I mean, already the weight is dead. You just can't see it.
Right.
Oh, the wall's saying, "Come back. You can get there. You can make it to Tempai."
Yeah, Frank just doesn't want anything to do with his Honetsu on the left.
If Josue draws another 8-mon, one more draw for
7
Frank.
so it's safe.
Get there.
Could be Haite, of course. Nope, a miss by Josue. This one so it's safe, so there'll be 2 players, Tempai, Scott, and Josue, who will get 1,500 each. Scott, of course, netting 500, but will be dealer here in South 3. Oh, and I guess it's good we didn't go to that other game. Definitely don't read chat, Nathaniel. Your heart will break.
All right, I'm gonna avoid chat. Quick, spam chat so I
Okay.
don't see the message.
Scott is dealer here with a nice little Pinfu hand and a Dora. A couple Kanshan shapes need to get filled, but it's workable. On the right, couple pairs. I feel the Peiko and Monzu looks pretty good across the way. Haku pair and a Dora. I feel that's likely call and go, especially in first place. And on the left, Pinfu hand, but fairly slow. Maybe any Peiko and Sozu.
Toyben looks to have a pretty nice hand.
Boom.
And we'll
There's
just
the
call it
Haku. It
down.
does get called. Yeah, you just want to end the hand, get to South 4 with the lead, pick up the 1,600 in the middle. You don't need much here at all.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see Arichi on the right and how Toyben reacts.
Well, that is an Ishunten on the left, completes the Monzu shape.
An awkward Ishantan. You're really hoping to find a pair in the 3-pin 1-so or 3-so. A 4-mon's excellent.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and float it out there. Not an immediate Ishunten upgrade because the Tempai would have to be in the Sozu, but there are a lot of upgrades later potentially in Monzu. Tempai across the way. I imagine you take the Shumpon here.
It's a little bit awkward because the 6-pin has less upgradability due to the Fury 10 of the
Yeah, because
5.
of the 5 having been cut.
Normally, I really do like the Shabu here, but I almost like holding the Tuso.
Well, there's your Furry 10 if you want it. Nope.
Okay, so
Let's just be the one so, and that'll deal in.
yeah, it really does feel like that. Maybe 3-so first. Okay. Wait, holding
Okay,
off
the
for a
3
turn?
did come out. Good dodge. Well, the 6. I don't see any reason
Boom.
for that not to come out, and I guess the Shumpo was the answer. Haku Dora 1 extends the lead here. Makes it a little harder for Gion, who will be dealer here in cell 4, 23,800. Not a great start on him. I mean, you know, 4 has a Sanchiku, has a Dora, maybe a Tanya. You'd have that 9-so pair to fill in. Or get rid of, I guess. On the right, bad Pinfu hand. Needs a couple very important draws to hit, especially the 3-mon Dora indicator. Always the most disgusting shape that I never want to see. The classic 1-2 where the 3 is the Dora indicator. Across the way feels Tanya, maybe even a Richi Pinfu Tanya if you can ever cut that Penchon. There is a Sanchiku which requires some effort. And on the left, few pairs, feels like a pretty standard Pinfu hand. Should just play fish as they see what happens.
Yeah, big
Boom.
question is, will the dealer get the East? And they do, as I pose it.
Now there is a 4-5-6 Sanchiku. You really want to try for it here. So if you get almost any call, you're going to end up cutting the 8-mon.
Yeah, a lot of situations. Say you use the 5-so comes. In most situations, you cut the 6-mod first and then the 8-mod because it's a little bit safer to do it that way. But as you said, when you're playing for the Sanshoku, that's a spot where you might see the 8-mod
I'd still
first.
cut the 8 here. Instead goes with the 6, not really dreaming of the Sanshoku.
The difference between 2-Han and 3-Han as dealer is actually pretty significant, so definitely something to consider.
Oh, no.
Are we going to get punished? At the same time, you might have chosen to play this way anyway because you can upgrade
Yeah,
off
you
of
have
the
a wider
Kanchan.
shape in Pinzu here, but I would definitely rather have the 3-4-6 here, just because I'm greedy. The 7, thought a while about whether to call that for the Tanya. You'd end up likely cutting the 8-9. It's kind of 50-50. I'd probably chi it just because I feel there's a decent chance Dora comes out. But at the same time, pulling the 7 or the 7-pin or the 8-so doesn't feel that hard.
It's going to be a 6-mod from Frank.
It's that or the 1, and I feel the 6 is a much more normal cut here. Oh, well, the 3, that would have been an interesting situation. You could have cut the 9-9 and planned on the 5-mon. So there were routes for Sanchiku here, but you don't get Tanyao, so the 3 isn't that big a deal.
Yeah, this is a couple
Chi.
times now that we've seen
That
the
is Tempai. Gets
Yelling
a
Kanchan.
2-5-mon weight for Ton Dora 1, 2,900 or 3,000
Each.
in sumo. That is a Richi. We'll take the Shampon 9-mon 2-pin. It
Each.
is Richi Nomi. Will be chased. Is a Richi Pinfu Tanyao 4-7-so.
Oh, if I'm just I'm sweating a little bit. This is the one of the few ways that we lose first place. Oh, but the 7-so.
Oh, there's
Boom.
Ipatsu, and out it goes! Richi Ipatsu Pinfu Tanyao. That is Mongon. Small chance for Dora 2. And that's not enough, but it's not going to be enough to take first place.
Whew, even with the Ricci stick donation, 600 points short.
Josue gets the first place at 33.5. In second place, Frank with the 22.9. Gion with the minus 19.2 on the big deal in there at the end. And Scott couldn't get things going with a minus 37.2. Boy, that's a graph. Can we get that picture on screen?
I want to find the one that you're talking about.
Just in the game results channel. The very bottom one.
Let's see. Wow.
bit of a dogfight all the way to the end. Gion started off really well and kind of fell off there. And Josue, big hits early, but had those big dealer run and managed to barely hold off Frank at the very end. All right. Do we have another game somewhere?
I believe that this table
Yes.
is continuing.
Well, I don't see a game for them. Why don't we jump into the B2-4 matchup with Cyrus, Yiching, Tai, and Vander?
All right. Take but a moment to load. You said this is a B2?
B2 is B2-4. So they will be a few hands in, but not that deep in.
Oh, wait, he's 2.
Well, you say that with 3 discards left, so technically correct, I guess.
Oh, well,
Anyway,
I
we
think
have
we're
a
going to stay.
Ricci, Dora 2, 6-9, and yet dealer does not win the hand.
Kang.
What?
Was his Yi Ching is dealer, on the right is Tai, across his Vander, and on the left is Cyrus.
Oh,
We see a
already.
Daiminkan of the Hatsu hit the funny button. I'm not sure I like it here. I don't. This is one where the decision was, I'm going to open the hand anyway. I might as well con. But this does make the hand. Oh, well, if you knew you were just going to draw the door indicator the next turn, it's fine.
Yeah, so it's interesting. Like, there are actually some times where I advocate for that. Recently, I played a match online where I did that and flipped myself to R4 and felt like I was a genius. But again, it was one of those spots where you say, I'm going to open this hand no matter what, so I might as well get myself a little extra foo and maybe some extra value when I do that.
And
I
now
don't,
he's drawn a Dora. The plan here is Dora Tonki, Chi the 6-9, and wait on the Dora. You're the pretty strong hand here as well, though, with the Haku. On the right, nice little Peiko type hand. The 2-4 likely being cut fairly soon. And across the way, a Honitsu, but has a long way to go still.
we draw 4, so we cut 6, so 7, so surely.
Ooh, 3 Mon. Doesn't want it.
Ty, not a
Yeah, I
believer.
don't like that Chi. Thought about it for a while and wait, no, there's no real Yaku in here, is there?
Oh, there's
Oh, Dora
a.
pair up.
Wow.
Now you're just Tempai for Haku Dora 2 on 6-9 Mon. And there's a very loose 9 across the way, but has so many other tiles to get rid of, it may not come out for any time soon.
Yeah, but the remaining 9 mon are completely live, as well as one of the 6
5
mon.
so that is Yishun 10. And of course there's that. Oh, that's a Dora draw. Is it gonna get thrown?
And
Thinking about it, Ty says, I really
Done.
don't want to. Oh no, gonna deal it instead. And of
surprise,
course,
I
the
already
con
had
added
the Dora.
another Dora. That's a Mongon.
All right, Cyrus is a genius. I think we've
I mean,
established
it
this.
worked. Oh, great starting end here for Tai. Ricci Pinfu. Also has a Chun Dora that pairs up. Can go pretty well on the
Boom.
right. That's a nice little Chitoitsu hand across the way. That's actually Ishunten for Chanta.
Hmm.
Maybe go Honitsu. You have to call that. Well, you have to.
Boom.
I like, yeah, I love the 7-9 here because they give you your Chanta as well. It's not like the Conchan's any better. If you pair up the 9, you say, okay, I guess we take it and got the East anyway. The 7's completely useless in that hand. On the left, Pinfu, but would be an okay starting hand, just not compared to the rest of these.
Yeah, especially with Cyrus making big moves across the way. Already looking at a Mongon potentially.
The other players don't know that because there's isn't much. Oh, well, this is just the 9 mon.
Yeah,
Okay, it's just always Mongon now.
so this is where you'd be Tempai if you'd kept the efficient 7-9 mon, but are you really
You'd be
that
so
thrilled?
sad going for 2000 this early.
Yeah. Oh, I guess it'd be a little bit more than that, given it'd be Chanta as well, but
Oh yeah, it'd be 3,900.
this is a really nice Ishanten for Cyrus. You can't feel too disappointed to be in this spot.
Yeah, and you had to specifically pair up the 9-pin or the tone to get there.
All right, we'll see if Tai can catch up. Ishanten, no.
Dealer, now Ishan 10. No,
Not.
doesn't take it. Does not want to throw the
Yeah.
Dora into this hand.
Ooh,
Well, that's going to be
Pon
easy.
7-pin?
Pawn.
Boom.
Yeah, I like the 7. The problem is this East is very scary because the players might even start considering this to be on Honroto.
That's true. And if Tai had any dreams of maybe cutting the tune, those
Oh,
are
there's the
dead.
East we're about to see.
Ooh!
There it goes. Tone Tonki wins it. Chanta Honitsu double Yakuhai Mangan. And Cyrus picks up another Mangan at 45,300. And we just seen two hands just like that from starting score to complete command of the game. Do here going to be Vander has a nice little Pinfu hand, maybe Itsu. On the right, we have a South pair, can call and go. The rest of the hand isn't great, though. Across the way, Richie Pinfu Tanyao Dora looking pretty good. And on the left, nice little Haku Dora 2 can just call and go if the Haku comes out. You just take it.
Yeah, for viewers that are not in the American Richie Mahjong League Discord channel, Cyrus, one of the players that posts some really insightful what would you do's, what would you discards, and well thought out situations. Also, sometimes joins in the commentary as well, so it's nice to finally get to watch him playing. Dude,
5 mon.
Gee.
I'd really be tempted to just take that. You're not happy with it, but you need so many of the. We have the overlapping shape, the 3, 4, 4, 6. Getting that 5 to create a Ryanman just speeds the hand up so much. We have one of those choke point tiles. I do like calling, even when it makes the hand way cheaper. Seven, so the 79 Sanjo looking very good. Now it should be the 6, and yeah, there's the 6. Maybe Shunton on the right for Richi Sanshoku. Oh,
oh.
well, that's a tough. Got the 8-9.
Yeah, 8-9, 8-9.
8-9.
Yes!
Yes!
I'm a Cyrus fan.
Boom.
Oh, and there's our Haku, and there's our Dora pair. But the 7 fits into this dealer hand, so it's not going to come out just yet.
Yakuhai Door 2 on 4-7, so. And
2-pin, that would get called. Now you have to cut the Hatsu now, because that's just such a
Each.
wide shape. Dealer going to Ricci here, though. This is Ricci Pinfu Door 1, 3 so 6 so.
Can Pon cut 9 so
Boom.
to try to hang on to this hand? We'll play the 2-pin
Got the
even.
2. This
Chi.
could be a Chi. And yeah, cut the 8 so. Now 2 5-mon on the triple Genbutsu.
Wow. Tai.
But everyone just
Oh,
shoving.
sumo.
Oh, and the 9 so Tonki wins. The one
Wow.
hand we figured, oh, there's no way. Of course, the Tonki, the best hand of the bunch.
Cyrus just knows. Oh, hang on a second. Yeah,
That's a pretty good starting hand here. Possible 6-8 or 7-9 Sanchiku. Richi Pinfu Sanchiku on either choice. The other good hand is across the way. See the Hatsu pawn. Can also call the South. We are in South round. On the right could just be a Junchan. I like call and go there as well. And on the left, much more conventional Richi Pinfu Tanyo hand, maybe the Peiko.
I'm still thinking about that last hand. The fact that the 2-pin was Dora adjacent and not safe, really. And somehow Cyrus was able to jam that and target the 9 so, plucked it out of the wall.
5-mon. This gives the 3, 5, 7, 9.
Chi.
Another one of those shapes I don't like. Cuts the 5 here instead of the pay, really fishing for the Honitsu route. Might even go 4-6 with how this was played. Tai going for it.
don't hate it, actually. It is the Dora suit and can apply some
No,
pressure.
if you
See.
had a Dora in the hand already, I'd be even more thrilled with this. As it is, it's like, I'm okay.
Another
Never see
Onko.
the East cut. Dealer now Ishan 10. This has to be the 6. Yeah, if you're playing it that way, you need to cut the 6.
Okay, so here's a question.
Four, so
Pump.
not the tie you're looking for, but it will be pawned Ishan 10 on the left.
Ooh, well, now you just cut the pay.
It has to be pay.
I was going to say before, if you drew the 6 mon into Tempai, would you take the Nobeton or target pay Tonki for the guaranteed Sanshoku? I would
Pump.
always play for the pay Tonki
I
there.
am a well-known lover of the Peitanki.
Oh, here we go.
This should
6
be
so
a
reach.
6-0 Ricci every time.
6 so
Should not require much thought here.
maybe
Eat.
considering the Dama. No, just gonna slam.
Nah.
Oh,
Don't.
Oh, but
one.
the one you shut it down, and the Genbutsu throws 1,000, and that's when where you deal it and go, here's your 1,000, and we do business and move on. I'm glad to hand 1,000 over to shut down a dealer Ricci.
And that was a
This is
not an
Yichang.
inexpensive one either.
Yeah, that was a pretty monster hand, especially on the 9 side. This is Yiching with a Pinfu hand, maybe a Dora, maybe some sort of 1, 2, 3 Sanshku, maybe a Monte Itsu, but the Honitsu is on the right. And I'm having problems seeing what else that hand could be. Maybe Itsu, Honitsu, and a Dora. I would definitely call the 8. I would chi this and cut
See.
5. And there it is. Tai definitely seeing the Honitsu route and
Pump.
going for it. Across the way,
Wow.
there we see the pawn. That hand's a little
See.
less clear because you have all those lone Yakuhai. You're going to have to pair one of them up, I guess. But one of those is already paired up on the left with the non. The south is already stuck there. Cyrus using it. The 7-mon is paired up but thrown back. Didn't want the Tempai no Yaku. Makes perfect sense to me. Yeah, the
Pump.
Honitsus are definitely the scary hands here. I like that
See.
8-pin pawn. It is the last one. It moves the hand forward. And if you get 2-3, you now confirm Itsu.
At this point, Vander is going to be feeding one of these flush hands one way or another. Really awkward spot holding all of these honor tiles and not knowing which ones are safe. I mean, the green dragon is safe. The west is safe. But all the other Yakuhai are left.
And just cutting the one suit, which isn't as dangerous to the 2 Honitsu hands. The problem is dealer may end up going for Honitsu in Manzu now. You're even Shinitsu. But no, just going to back off a bit.
9-mon is an interesting choice. Could have been a nice pair opportunity.
I don't ever like cutting the 1 pin there. But okay, gets the Tempai here, but it just Bakuhon here. Ton, Pei, Shampon. And another 3 pin. So may end up bailing himself out. And there is the Pei. We'll pick up the 2,000. Tai does manage to win it. Not too much value, but all those 3 pins started getting stuck in Vander's hand. The Tai does manage to win and will jump into 3rd place. Will be dealer here in South 3.
9-pin door, another tough door to use. And so far, Ty's been like inching forward, 1,000 here, a couple thousand there. And Cyrus has been losing those points, but still maintains the lead.
Yeah, it's one of the advantages when you get that big win is you can toss 1,000 over to the other peons and secure your first anyway.
Oh.
Deal with a Pinfu hand. Maybe a sort of 678 Sanchko eventually. On the right, a Pinfu hand as well. That is actually Ishan 10. Would not be Pinfu, though. Wait, is that Ishan 10? No, it's not. It's one of those deceptive shapes. Now it would be, it is Ishan 10 for potentially
Eat.
Ricci, Tanya, Pinfu. But we have Tempai across the way. Ricci, Itsu on 5-so. There are 3 in hands, though. So only 1 left of the wall. This is also, oh, well, this is going to be an easy chase.
Eat.
This is just Ricci, Pinfu, Tanyao. There goes the 9-so, waiting 5-8 pin. We see 4 of them. Remember, 1 is door indicator, but it is a 4 versus 1. And dealer may end up just fighting here because there's just not much information. Another 5 pin is drawn. So only one of those left. 2 eights. It's now a 1 versus 3.
An 8 so clear, Zicheng might be in trouble.
Yes, with a 2 so having come out, it would be Nakasuji to both.
3 so Suji to both.
But this
4
is
on...
Ishan 10. Yeah, dealer may just end up reaching here.
Yeah, 2 Suji tiles to play, so it's able to do it.
Well, it should just be 9-9, I suppose. Get your Tanya out of this. No, just going to throw the 3-2. Both are safe here.
Uh,
The 2 wasn't before, but it is now. Or the 3 was before, with is
wow.
now.
Wall wants Zicheng to fight. 2 Onkos now.
And the 5 is safe entry anyway. And there clears the 3.
Another 8
8 pin. So it's 2 versus 1 now.
Now the weight doesn't look so bad.
That's Dora. It is actually cleared to
Sumo.
both.
Okay.
Oh, there's the 5. Does get it. Reach Sumo, Pinfu, Tanyao. No aura, but 1326 and the stick up to 27,200 and really buries Tai here in South 4. But the deal here is going to be Vander with a few pairs, actually 4 of them. Could have showed Chitoitsu. Might even call for Toy Toy, but passes. On the right, slow Pinfu hand across the way. Yich, terrible Pinfu hand. And on the left, mediocre Pinfu hand.
Yeah, maybe Tai with the best chance here. Also can use the Dora if drawn. Zicheng does pick up the Huts pair.
Boom.
There's the Hatsu, does get called.
Boom.
Now, this is a situation where Yiching just wants to get the second place secure at the positive second. You're not likely to overtake first, especially with that starting hand. But now draws a Dora and has to hesitate. Especially when you see the 9 called, you're like, is this some really random Toy Toy? And you can see
Boom.
the West almost has to be called, and now you're really scared of that Dora. It was like, would dealer ever call with Toy Toy Nomi? And
Boom.
you go, maybe, but I don't think so. And the idea here is just pair up the East, so then that's the plan for
That
the
would
dealer here.
certainly make things easier to get the pair of the East and then call it. Chun held.
The real question is, when does that 2 ever come out? It may not have to, because you already have a Yakuhai. 8 extends the shape in Monzu, now needs a 4, can get the 5 so or 8-9 so. I go 9 so. Yep, there it is.
And Cyrus as well holding that Chun. Difficult to cut any of these unseen Yakuhai against this dealer.
That is an Ishunten across the way. There goes the Chun. Now that 7 isn't as good as it seems because the 9 is dead. But I'd still just cut the way. Well, that is Ishunten, but there's no Yaku for the dealer. Oh, it should just be 6 so. Yeah, there it goes. This allows you to just never have to throw the Dora. This is Tempai. Furita no Yaku Tempai for dealer, but I think you have to take it. If you've made these calls, you have to be willing to take this. Ooh, this one should get thrown back. Says, this looks toy-toyish. I probably don't want to throw the 2. Could also go with the 4 so if you're a little... Yeah, I like the 5. 8 does nothing. Oh, well, now you go 5-8, so that actually fixes your problem.
Yeah, still hoping that the 2 so comes out, and then 6 so, 7 so will be ideal. Oh, the Dora.
There's the Dora. And it goes out, and then you go, wait, why was I holding this stupid thing?
Yeah, everyone does a double take. Okay, hang on a second. So what is this hand actually?
At this point, it can't even really be Honroto with how many of the terminals have come out. It has to be almost exactly what it is. Just Bakatoy, and that's an easy pull, and that's his Denpai. 2-so, 6-so. It would be kind of a disaster if a 3-so is drawn across the way.
Don't.
Oh, no, just going to deal it anyway. 3,900, and that swaps second and third. Yiching deals in, and Vander in a much better position here. 31,100. Cuts the south here as a floating east door, but the hand is overall pretty bad. On the right, feels like a Ricci Nomi hand, but very like the best across the way. Reach Pinfu Tanya, medium speed, and on the left, feels kind of Ricci Nomi. Maybe Ricci Pinfu, not the hand you want when you're at 19-3 in South 4.
Yeah, Cyrus, another hand that's probably going to get there first. And even if the value isn't that strong, it's not as important as just being able to hit the button.
Home.
Could even turn into Pifu now with a 6-0 draw. And he might choose to not Ricci. Maybe he draws a 6-0. No, we're definitely going to see a Ricci. I forgot to consider the standings consideration. We've got Tanya will play here for Vander. Desperate to maintain the dealership. That opening set of tiles did not look strong at all. So to be...
Now, this is a brute force Tanya. Don't really have a backup plan, so make something happen. Always an acceptable choice when you're a dealer. You have a lot more flexibility. Ugh, they just get worse and worse on every draw. You have your pair. This is what? 3 Conchons and a floater. A Ryunman, but a Ryunman without a pair, so you're not even thrilled with that.
Ooh, that's a nice upgrade.
Oh, that's an interesting upgrade. Allows you to move
Boom.
towards a Pinfui Peiko. And dealer moves a little bit forward, but it's still slow.
The 7 mod coming out twice now. Cyrus's tiles are
6.
actually
Okay,
really
now you have
slow.
each. Oh, no. Oh, that 8. I don't like that at all. The problem here is 2 7s have come out, so it doesn't think much of the 6-8.
But it's pretty important to just be Tempai whether or not you...
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I would definitely cut the 4-7 here. Because you have the 5s, it's really hard to even have a Yaku. 6 is not deal in. It's Tempai with no Yaku on the left.
Yeah, type... Probably not even going to sumo here. I might sumo just to make sure Yicheng also stays below 3,000 points, but...
Yeah, that's really your only question in this situation.
Eat.
And that feels like a fold on the right. And, oh, I mean, this has to win on the 4, doesn't it?
Surely. All
I
the
mean,
ones are gone,
cool.
so... I guess there's
Well,
one
it's
pin
more
left.
that there might be a very special Nathaniel themed hand here.
Unfortunately, Cyrus has 0 incentive to ever drop the 4 pin. And,
Home.
not clear whether Vander will
That
play
is
for
an
it either.
Ipatsu break call. That I don't think that's a fighting call.
No.
That's Cyrus saying, I'm out, have fun.
Do we
This is
reach?
Richie Pinfu.
Yeah,
I mean, you might as well.
I think you
Maybe
have
hope to
to.
flip some Ura. There is a route to even second place on the right draw
No
with a bunch
Ipatsuron.
of Ura. Oh, there's the one. That is the last one.
Could
There is
easily...
what? 0-4s. The weight is completely dead across the way versus the 3-6, which is what? 2, 3 left? 1,
3 or
2,
so. Oh, there's one of
3.
them.
Oh, there's one of them.
So easy to see
Might
the
even
1
come
pin.
out. Like, what's your other choice? Might be the 1 pin as well. And
Don't.
we'll deal in 2 through for Sanchu not winning, but we'll still take it. Pretty Pinfu. And it says the bonus of knocking under, and this will swap positions. A huge deal in ultimately, but Cyrus the big winner here with 27.1 in second. Yiching on the end there, just the cheap win, but it's enough to get over 30,000
with
in that second place.
the
In third is Vander with minus 6.2, and Ty just couldn't get much together with minus 26.7.
yeah, the Ricci stick from Ty, which I believe is correct, was what allowed Yujin to get over 30,000 points. So Cyrus missing out on the bonus 5 points of Uma, but finally a first place in the books. Must have hit some Uda surely as well.
All right. Well, there is something I have to take care of. I don't know if we're getting a commentator switch, but
I don't know if there
it's
are
been
more
nice.
games that are going to be played, but
Oh, that could be an issue.
yeah, I'm going to check the calendar. There were,
Well, I mean, this table has another one apparently. I just saw it pop up.
oh great, so we will have more. But thanks for hopping in.
All right. Take care.
All right, and so let us see how long it's going to be for that next one to start. 5 minutes. All right, we've got time. Time to look at the standings. Jesse here topping the group currently with only 14 games played at already at plus 181.5. And Ty in second place, of course, taking a fourth in that last game, but it seemed to be hard to avoid the way Cyrus was popping off and the other players as well. And I believe that was their second game, so they might indeed be playing two more after this, completing their, I guess this would be session 5, wouldn't it? Session 5 games. Jesse dominates unexpected. Well, gotta say, Jesse has been absolutely climbing recently. Made it to Saint on Mahjong Soul, and then said, you know what? I'm good here for now. Before I start the grind to Celestial, I'm going to go and make Tokujo and Tenho. And then he went and grinded Tenho and hit 4 dan very quickly, and then almost faster, hit 5 dan. So rooting for the Toku climb. If he hits 6 dan, I will play Tenho ranked ladder. That's my commitment. When is the next Jesse game? I would like to see that if at all possible. Let's see, that'd be not anytime soon, looks like. It looks like I will be joined. We'll have some company for the upcoming couple games.
Good evening.
Hey, Laura. Fresh off of running a tournament, eh?
Well, it's a week out now.
Week out. It was incredibly fun. We just saw Josue play, and he performed very well in his game. It was nice to be able to watch him play rather than be sitting across the table from him.
I'm sure. And of course, congratulations to you on winning that tournament.
It was an absolutely fantastic event. Thank you so much for hosting, and hoping that we'll have just as excellent of a turnout next year.
Maybe even bigger. Maybe we'll look for a larger venue next year.
Oh boy. Highly recommend.
No promise. No promises. I am just back from San Francisco and from another player in the league's wedding. So that was a lot of fun.
I saw photos from the event. It looked like a blast. A wedding with automatic mahjong tables has to be like event of the year.
Yeah, for sure. I've now decided if you don't have tables, I'm not interested in your wedding.
Oh dear, I'm getting that Tenho bug again where it refuses to let me into the games. So earlier today, I had it wasn't a Tenho issue. It was actually an internet issue that prevented me from like streaming. That got resolved over time, but it seems that the universe is conspiring against me. It just does not want me to broadcast these matches. It's okay, I've got it back. Oh wait, there it goes.
Two matches earlier tonight as well. So I am fresh out of playing 2 games in B3 this evening.
How did those go? We were going to stream those.
Well, I mean, you should have, because I won both of them.
Maybe it was because we missed them that you just had to prove to us that we should have been watching. We are in game though. We've got
Yes.
Vander, our first dealer, tied to the right, Cyrus across the table, and Ejim on our left. Vander opening things off as the dealer with what appears to be some type of Ricci, maybe not Pihu exactly. 1-2-3 Sanchuk. That's what I'm hoping for. On the right, maybe Pihu in that hand. No Dora. Across the table, there is a Dora, but not in a good shape. And on the left, maybe a Tanya? Itsu?
It feels like it's a hope of one.
Yeah, a bit far away. A lot of just generally bad, I shouldn't say bad shapes. Like that penchant immediately gets filled. So the weaker, harder to fill shapes might just be coming together. Ooh, this is an interesting choice. Ichung filled the 4-6 shape, but that leaves the Dora by its lonesome. So we'll cut the 8 pin first and still try to use the Dora.
It's going to have a hard time using that Dora, but we'll see how it works out.
One of the nice things is that you can pair it up and maybe shift into the Tanya direction.
That would be my hope if I was them.
My eyes have to be fixed upon the dealer's hands. 2-3-4 Sanchoku is present.
We know you love a Sanshoku.
That was one of my favorite moments from the Texas tournament, was winning Sanchoku in the finals and having my second one get conned away. Oh, there it is, the 7 so draw.
Okay. Right.
If you're reaching here, would you call like the 4 pin maybe and try to force the Tanya if it comes out?
Definitely I would. But I'm greedy like that.
Oh, second Dora. What are you meant to do here? Maybe you just 9 pin.
Okay.
The issue is that the 4 pin is twice out, so it's a little tough to find. Meantime, Vander 8 bond 6 bond could have tried the 1 pin for the Tanyao Sanchoku, but instead targeting the Sudo trapped 1 pin is kind of clever. No one else has been able to find their way. We're midway through the final row, so running out of draws. Cyrus across the table has not found the very important 7 so, and you can just get the 4 pin. However,
it's that 4 pin. Let's go.
Is there enough time to find Tempai?
I wouldn't put money on it.
Vander was willing to call even with no Yaku just to find a Tempai. Might be the only player Tempai at this rate. Cyrus is out, but No chi. Yicheng will take the draw. Tuso, not good enough here. Needs a pawn. Oh, but Vander draws. Now, Tuso is the correct cut here. Will he spot it? No, plays the 7, and that
Boom.
allows a pawn into Tempai for Yicheng. Waiting 4 pin, 7 pin. Not many of those live, but slight misstep by Vander, missing the opportunity to be the only player Tempai. And it's not like super easy to swap your Tenpai there. It's very natural to just hold what you have. That will be a Tenpai and dealership, though, maintained by Vander. Any hand here catch your attention?
Oof. And I think I'm just lagging slightly behind you. But I'm not mad at whoever that is across from the dealer. There's potential. There's potential.
I agree. They definitely looks like Cyrus has the best hand across the table, and 2 away from Tenpai, still lacking the pair. But there's
Boom.
so many pin draws that can confirm a pair there.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not worried about a pair here. He's gonna find a head out of all of that.
And that's pretty common in Mahjong that the pair is almost the easiest part of the hand to find. Every hand needs one, at least one, but usually it's not that tricky to find one.
And somehow my hands keep finding 7 of them.
How strange.
Strange.
All right, Ishanten now for Cyrus. We'll probably take any Ricci here, but 258 pin rather. We'll give a Tanyao as well. Dealer. Now we've seen this from Vander several times. Just calling for a Yaku, maybe even without a Yaku in mind or immediately available, but just hoping to pair up an honor tile. And this time,
just trying to shove a Yaku.
Right? Looks like it's going to be a Tanyao play. Still ways to go there because the one so pair has to leave the hand. Chi for Tenpai from Cyrus, actually not willing to play for the Ricci. Content with only 2,000 plus Homba.
I don't know that I would have made that call, but I can recognize it, right? I mean,
yeah, I agree with you. I personally wouldn't call there because there are so many draws that give Tenpai. But that's not to say that it's wrong to call there, I think, because
right.
It depends on what you value as a player. In this case, Cyrus values shutting down the
Boom.
hand, but Ishan's going to get there first, holding the silent Tenpai with a Sanshoku. It's a Mangan. That 8-so is going to be a surprise for Tai.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this happened in the last game as well. Tai was playing his way merrily along and then somehow dealt into this early Dora 3 Tenpai. And you can never really predict these things. Once again, getting caught off guard here by a silent hand. And it's not something that you can play around. It's no indication whatsoever. It can start to wear on you if you're the player that keeps getting hit by these. That was me yesterday. So
yeah, I mean, my preference is always, of course, to keep my hand closed, and I probably Dama a little too much, but there is something about that sneak attack of a Dama.
we'll see if Tai can keep his composure into the dealership.
Yeah.
3 pairs is an awkward number of pairs. It's like not enough to go for 7 pairs, but also too many for a normal hand. Cyrus on the right, maybe eyeing up a 7-8-9.
7-8-9. That 7-8-9 Sanshoku is looking real promising.
I kind of like the 4-so cut to keep Junchan in mind, or maybe even 3-pin.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, 3-pin to hold the diamond shape and not necessarily give up on future diamond draws around the 4-so.
And he's going to do it.
Across the table, Ishandam. On the left, Anko of 8-pin looking for the White Dragon poem. I wonder if Yicheng should have kept the first 5, so I know the second one, understandable to just follow cut, but I kind of actually like keeping 2 pairs in this hand.
So he's going to call that. But...
yeah, Junchan Sanshoku Dora. That's a Mungon.
It is.
All 4 of the 4-mon held by Tai. Oh, the 1-mon once again. Like this hand should not be a Mungon, and yet it is. It's going to be another 8,000 points gone. These Mungon sort of hidden value Tempai have been coming so quickly. It's been hard to play around. Cyrus absolutely rewarded for grabbing that Tempai, and now with the dealership, door Tuso is once held. A smattering of honor tiles that will probably filter out in the early goings of this hand. And maybe a Tanya in the future, or just some sort of Richi Pihu. On the right, Yicheng with a lot of Mon tiles might continue to play for, well, playing efficiently currently, but if the Mon tiles continue to come, might end up in Shinitsu territory. Across the table, the makings of Itsu, the full straight 1 through 9 of the Sozu, needs a 3-so and a 7-so. Finds the 3-so immediately. And on the left, Chun pair, Dora in hand. You don't really want to call for 2,000 points after giving up 16,000 points in 2 hands, but that's kind of what the hand is currently. I think Yicheng is going to have a lot of tough decisions to make on the right.
Yeah, you want him to get them on, so you see it, you pray for it for him, and there they come. But it's like, how are you going to finish this out?
It could just get Tempai too quickly is the problem, or maybe like you get a Saranko chance Tempai, and that spoils the flush plans. Another note is that the red drag came out, but no call from Tai, and the second one, now you have to make your decision, and it will be passed. Tai is playing for the value of Richi. Given the score deficit, it's understandable. But by staying quiet in a hand that could be fast, it's allowing time for other players to build up, and Cyrus, the dealer, is kind of getting there now.
Mm-hmm.
A 5-so indicates that this door might have to leave eventually. Now, we did see Chuso already come out without a pon or any sort of call, so a little bit safer than usual. Always tough to drop a door late, though.
And if you're a little apprehensive seeing how few Penzu tiles are coming out.
Each.
Hello, there's a Richi for the Itsu on the 7, so Richi Itsudora is a Mangon, and there are 2 tiles left in the wall. Oh, do we greed? Are we 5-pin, 5-pin? No, just taking the Richi. Oh, this feels like the hand could be so much more, but it's tough to drop the 5-pin. Now, Tempai for Cyrus. Will he play the 7-so or the 5-so or the 6-so even?
Each.
Slamming. 5-so is half Suji to both. It's probably the safer tile. And he finds it. Does not deal in. Richi Piku Tanya for the dealer. Still 2 tiles in the wall for Vander. Those same 2 tiles plus an extra 2 4-so for the dealer.
If you're Tai, you're just trying to run away at this point.
Oh, but Yicheng's gonna get there. With the Tsumo. We just reached Itsumo. Now, if he had gone 5 pin, he would be Tenpai for Chinitsu at this point, but the weight would not be strong.
No, he played that right. He played that right.
Now, hard to argue with Itsumo. And now the dealership. Double East paired up here in East 4. Also, though, paired up on the right for Vander, so suddenly we have a bit of a conundrum here. And with Vander's playstyle, I actually worry for him a little bit because he does have a tendency to call early, assuming that he will get the Yakuhai pair that he needs. And this is one of those spots where it just will not happen. That East is never coming out of Yicheng's hand.
That's definitely a certain way to play, but it's definitely not the way I.
I'm not that opposed. Wow, look at these draws. Just fills two Kanchan shapes immediately, and now only good shapes. And this is a spot that I really like to see how people play. If Yicheng draws the 5-mon, 8-mon into Tenpai, he has the choice of the Yamen 4 so 7 so weight, or taking the Shabo 5 so East weight, where East, of course, gives Richi double East. And the other way is just Richi Nomi.
Where would you go?
I almost always take the Shabo that can win on the value honor.
Agreed.
Oh, we're gonna get to see Yicheng. What do you do? I think he's gonna go 5 so, but I would go 6 so. Oh, he does take the double. All right, let's go. I'm a Yicheng fan.
Let's go.
The reason I thought he would go the other way is just because, from what I've seen, he plays a very efficient route, and of course, once you're Tenpai, you don't need efficiency anymore. You can pick the best weight, but like you're more likely to sumo with the Yamen weight for sure. Doesn't matter. He finds the 1 out in the wall for sumo anyway.
Let's go.
And the Uda. Alright, well. Turns out they should always take 3 Hanchi Toy Wen. I feel like when we add Kansai Chitoi into the league, we'll get our 3 Hanchi Toy. Make it happen.
It can happen.
Wow, that 3 so I would love to chi this.
Chi.
At Cyrus will as well. 4 pin, 2 pin, and it's gonna be a flush in the Dora suit with a Yakuhai pair. And I haven't seen Cyrus play at all this season until this, these 2 games. I'm really enjoying it. Like, it's always fun when players make the exact same decisions that I would make. It's pretty cool watching people have the same play style.
Home.
Here we go. Could get ourselves down to a Tonki. We did see a Tonki win early in the last game, although it was certainly not as valuable as this hand. It was a random 5 so that managed to win. What will it be for Cyrus? Will he find the Tenpai before the Hatsu comes out? He will indeed. Now, 3 tiles live in the wall, including the expensive one.
Home.
Across the table, Tai is holding one of them, but he is already committed to playing for Chitoi. There's no way he's going to cut any so tiles or honor tiles that are not safe. Fortunately, both the honor tiles and stand currently are safe, and this is a Tenpai for dealer on the 2 so. Dora will not take it. I think you could make an argument to just slam that Ricci, but Yicheng says, with the 7-8-8-8 so shape, it's likely that I'll be able to get into Tempai anyway without having to discard a Sotal. Oh, but he's gonna miss out on a Roan.
Mm.
And of course, that depends on Cyrus's decision. Like, maybe he doesn't jam the Tuso on Ipatsu turn against the dealer. Might have cut Hatsu instead and danced around it for a bit, but... Alright, well, there it is. There's the Tempai. I assume we'll see a... Oh, just a Dama now.
You know, I think I would as well. I think Idama and just keep that safety.
Yeah, I neglected to consider the fact that Yicheng has almost 50,000 points.
Right.
So he doesn't need to do anything here. Now, I have seen other players say, I've got 50,000 points with which to just jam. Uh-oh, Suanko Ishan 10. Is this what convinces Tai to push? Oh no, he's gonna do it!
Wrong.
And there it is, the cheap side. Only 3 hunt for 3,900. Tai was in a spot where, you know, he really could use a Suanko. But it will end the hand and move us into the South rounds. It's hard to say no to Suanko.
Yeah, when Suanko knocks, you answer.
3 Sodora, once held by our dealer here in South 1. 2 away from Tempai already, so extremely fast initial draws here. 3 Mon, excellent chance to move to Tanyao, as well as improving the draws to Tempai. Always nice to have 2 pairs in your hand for your incomplete shapes. Tai on the right, also very close to Tempai, 2 away. Maybe Ipeko Pihu. Maybe even Yanpeko is possible. Across the way, good hand as well for Sai, already Ishanten. And on the left, Yicheng with 2 away from Tempai, so very fast hands around. I like...
Yeah, nobody's doing bad here. Everybody's got a lot of potential.
So we saw the 8-pin pass. Vander says, you know what, this time I'm going to stay close. I don't want 2,900 points. I want a big Ricci. It's an interesting spot. I was trying to decide whether or not I would pull him. I just still feel like I haven't come to an answer. I think I probably would, just because that's the easy thing to do, but...
Each.
It's actually kind of...
Yeah, I think... At this point, I probably would have... Of course, now it's different, now that someone's reached, but...
Oh, but Cyrus missing out on the Itsu chance. The 2-mon north weight, though, is super strong, so understandable slam. Either will fight if Tempai is found.
Each.
Hey, look at that. Tempai found, and we're going to see a Ricci slam. 5-8 Mon versus 2 Mon North. 3 tiles left for the dealer for the 5-8 Mon. 3 tiles left for Cyrus as well. And, oh, finds the pay. Collecting the Ricci stipulation from Vander. No Ura, however, will inch Cyrus within 10,000 points of first place. We do have all 4 copies of the West. Will we see a turn 1 con on the left? Con! 6-pin the new door to accompany the 8-pin. That's 32 fu, so it's like adding a whole Han to the hand. And Vander is really eager to use these Dora, even going so far as to break a shape to float better acceptance of the 6-pin. And wow, pairs up the 8-pin, so this is looking really strong. Of course, now that a con has happened, everyone else is also trying to hit Tempai as soon as possible. Slammer reaching to take advantage of the Unadora. I wonder if Ichan will even hold this penchant. It's a weak shape. And there's already Ishanten. South. So if the 7-pin is drawn, this gives Pihu, but also this prevents you from being able to pull in the south, which I value a little bit here as the player with the lead.
Agreed. I think I would have done something different here, but I mean, we'll see how it works out for him.
Yeah, this is certainly could be massively rewarded with a 7-pin draw, but it's tough to pull that door indicator, especially when there's a second door that's adjacent to that tile. So anyone who's holding a 6-pin will also try to pull a 7-pin as well. You can see there's only one left in the wall. All right, Cyrus with a big hand on the right, Vander a big hand on the left.
He's still got to figure out a few things here.
Oh, ooh, the interesting choice here. 8-mon will be the play here. So this keeps the Tempai draws in the Pinzu, as well as Gian Peko is theoretically live. Cyrus would be a monster Gian Peko if it's found. But not particularly helpful. In theory, this 3-mon adds some acceptance, but it might be better just to throw it back ahead of time and keep a safe tile. So it would have been Tempai if the 8-mon had been kept. Understandable, though, from Cyrus. There's many other ways to get Tempai. With the 8-so having come out 4 times, it's actually... The 7-so has very little utility here. At this point, it's basically just a safe tile. Could pull into Tempai there, actually, but you'd either have to cut the Dora, wait on the 7-so, or really bad weight on the 6-pin Dora.
Still confused by this move by Tai as well. It just sitting in last place and opening in this way. I don't know how much value it's really bringing.
Now, really just hoping to maybe just threaten Dora in his hand and force other players to fold to get a repeat. Tempai is valuable, but so early? Tough to say.
Yeah.
And we might see no call. Cyrus is looking for the dream. We pray for 5-pin, 7-pin.
It's good to have goals.
Oh, that's good enough. Good enough. Pihu Ipeko Tanyador Door is Arya Mangan. 8-pin would make it Hanuman. Sumo would be Hanuman. Again, this 9-pin. Oh, but
Sumo.
Alright, Tai knew what he was doing. Shuri-ten Sumo on the Tanya Door too.
I mean, that's the dream, right?
That was way to salvage what was a really awkward situation, right? You draw the 9-pin.
Yes. Yeah. He knew what he was doing. How dare I question it? My bad, Tai. My bad.
Well, Tai gets to hold on to the dealership. It's about time that something fortunate went his way, and maybe he could.
And he doubles his score, right?
Exactly, and build off of that with another dealer hand. East is once held, but some east in the wall. That's promising. Can also connect to a Dora 1-so. 7-pin. Excellent find. It's really interesting here how much you value the honor tiles in this situation, and Tai values them a lot, going so far as to cut away a block. An overlapping block, mind you, but I do want to hang on to this 8 so a little longer. I think Tai sees that as well, that there's a chance at 6, 7, 8 Sanchoku. Shot then for Cyrus on the right. Chipihu. Door 1. 2 dragon pairs across the table for Yicheng. Two away from Tempai. The 4 mon means that 4, 5, 6 Sanchoku is viable. So I think I just 2 mon here. Oh, to preemptively 4 pin. Now this does mean that if you pull Yakuhai, you will have a hard time using the second one. So I like holding 3 pairs, even though that's a bit non-standard.
Each.
Interesting move here. Cyrus Dama for 1 turn, and then slams the Rishi. Maybe it was concerned about getting the 2 so-called, but instead gets the 4 so-called to break Ipatsu. And Yicheng is not going to directly fight here, which is good because he had a good chance of dealing in with a 4-mon. Instead, cuts the Hatsu and immediately pulls another Hatsu. An unlikely situation, but the wall doesn't play favorites.
Chi.
Into Tempai, waiting on the White Dragon. Haku is 2 live in the wall. Tough spot for Tai. He kind of needs to play for this hand as the dealer.
Yeah, he wants to maintain dealership, but at the same time, it's tight, it's rough.
Chi.
8 pin, yes. 2 pin will be 2 mon rather will be a last resort. Might even be now. 8 so could come out first. Lose a little efficiency. Oh, 4 so. Playing the Genbu.
Long.
1 mon. Turns out terminals are not Genbutsu. Contrary to popular belief.
As we say, dragons are always safe discards until they're not.
In this case, Yicheng Force holding the Tempai there, understandable decision, and maintains the first place, but Cyrus is getting close to stealing another first here in South 3 with the dealership. And reasonably strong shapes here. Maybe too many pairs being the weak point of this hand, but a couple 4-mon draws can fix that. On the right, nice looking hand for Yicheng. Across the table, more pairs. Shun is callable. No Dora. On the left, 1 Dora. Potential Pihu for Tai would be a great Richi to try to come back and steal 3rd at the very least. These types of situations for Vander are really tough, actually, when you have these many pairs. And I think the 3-pin cut is strong in this situation. I think that's what I would have done as well. Trying to end this dealership, opening up for a Tanyao.
He's thinking to maintain his lead.
Yeah, make sure to stay in first place. Make sure that the closest competition doesn't have a chance to overtake you.
Exactly.
Cyrus has not made any progress whatsoever. This might as well have been his high five.
You're not wrong.
Oh, not 7-pin is a great fill. And now we're in the territory where if I'm Vander, I'm not calling pawn on this chip. I want to Ricci. There's even a 9-mon draw for Sanshoku Chanta. It looks like Vander wouldn't get the chance to pull in anyway, given that Cyrus has just drawn the other chin. Both players pretty incentivized to hang on to these tiles.
Yeah, this is looking for some kind of value. And on the other end, I mean, it's a good head as well.
Oh,
It's a good pair.
speaking of pairs, Cyrus has made his decision. It is going to be pairs.
Personally, I'm not mad at that decision. I'm a big fan of Chitoe. I came home from Japan a new lover of Chitoe after hating it for years.
Chitoe does have its uses, and in this spot where you're mochi mochi, it's fantastic.
It makes sense. Yeah.
Somehow, Yicheng is using all of the 3-so in his hand. Those calls were looking really strange on the right. Let's try to parse what that was. 3-3-3, 2-3-4 with the call tiles facing each other, but he will snipe the 1,000 points and move us into all last.
Yeah, and that's the right move for him. Grab that 1,000 points, get your dealership, end the show.
And maybe the show is going to continue a little bit longer because this is already 2 away from Tempai. Make that 1 away from Tempai. On the right, Vander wants to find a Mongon to get over 3,000 points, but the hand is not necessarily Mongon in its current state. Beautiful draw, perfect Ishan 10 for the dealer. Across the table, Tai also looking for a Mongon to hit Vander directly with to get over into 3rd place, but also a hand that doesn't look like it's a Mongon just yet. On the left, Cyrus looking for 2,200 points, so Richitsumo would be good enough.
Chi.
Putting together something that could make that happen.
Oh, Vander's found the path. It's going to be a Honitsu with Yakuhai. Needs to grab a Dora as well. Or find another Yakuhai, which is doable. Hatsu is live. Pairs, maybe for Tai, that could be a route to Mongon. They say Chitoe is the path to Hanuman even. Dora 2, interesting choice. Do you east-east here even? That will be the play. With 2 Dora, this gives Cyrus the ability to pull south and have enough value to overtake for 1st place. Another pair for Tai. It's going to be Chitoe now. 6-9 pin looks pretty strong for Cyrus. If you can find a Tempai. Incidentally, Chung has drawn a Mon tile and says, you know what? I'm out. I'm not gonna play that. And breaks away from a 7-8-9 so completely. And with the dealer out of the equation, that means Cyrus can overtake 1st place just by being Tempai.
Way to do it.
He'll play the Dora. Might see a Chi.
Chi.
Okay, Yicheng understands at this point that Cyrus is close to Tenpai, which means that he probably needs to win this hand, or at least beat Tenpai as well.
And he's not far away from it. I mean, even though he seemed to be folding for a second, he's like folded into something. And don't you love when that happens?
Absolutely. Well, Tai now Tenpai with the Chitoi. Richi Chitoi. Uda would do it. With Dama. Picking the 8 so because it's probably not going to come out. He's probably not going to win it. He's looking for a better weight. So, hell weight, it would come out, so there's a temptation to aim for that. Dealer still not Tenpai. Cyrus still not Tenpai. Vander also missing. Oh, that would have been the direct hit. Okay, Haku. 50-10. No good. There's double south as well. Would be enough value for Vander if he could win on the south. Of course, that's never coming out of the hand of Cyrus. That's a Tenpai. He almost needs to Richi.
1
Yeah, we'll reach not many draws left. And the gap is just over 3,000 points, so he needs to be the only player Tenpai, or have Yicheng be the only player not Tenpai in order to overcome. Oh, but the 1-mon! Will he
1
switch correctly? He cannot. It's 3D10, so the 1-mon will come out. He reaches to say, I know that this deal's in, but I'm Tenpai, so I have to play it. And that will be enough for Cyrus to overtake for first place. I appreciate the Ricci of resignation from Tai. Cyrus picking up that big hand at the end. Ricci.
And Yixing just like probably kicking himself that he loses it at the end. You hate to see it, but still positive points.
Yeah, can't be too disappointed with a plus 20 almost for second place. And Yicheng will continue to climb here in the B2 division. Cyrus now appears on our board. Overcoming Vander, actually, so swapping placements as we approach the end of the season. That's quite relevant. We are getting to the point in the season where players are carefully looking at the standings. I know I am. The cut line's minus 33.
16 games right now, but the rest are at 18. So he's still got a little room to move as well.
Now, we do see updated standings. Cut line here in the B2 division is currently minus 73, but Lewis has a lot of games to make up, so it's hard to say exactly what that number is going to be after those games are completed. All right, let's see. Are they playing more? I know some of these players on the West Coast, but some are on the East.
And it is late on the East Coast.
It is very late on the East Coast. I would not be surprised if they decided to call it off and continue another day. There's still, of course, plenty of time left in this current round. It looks like they might be putting this off for another day. Can confirm it's almost midnight.
Yeah. So.
All right. Well, glad we got to catch a couple of those games, and excited to see how the rest of this B2 division is going to pan out. You know, with it getting so close to the end of the season, that means that promotion and relegation's up at stake. So, a lot to look forward to in the coming weeks. Next week is the second week of session 5, and then after that is the placement rounds. So definitely we will look forward to that, and hopefully we won't have any upload issues. We'll get to watch those without fear of the stream being taken down. Well, yes. Excited to find out what happens soon. Thanks for hopping in, Laura, and also, oh my goodness, I had Korak written as the commentator here. I didn't ever change the name to you.
It's quite okay.
Thanks to Korak earlier for the commentary, and thanks of course to all the viewers for tuning in. Hopefully the start-stop didn't throw too many people off. We ended up getting the stream off in time. And we will catch you in the next broadcast next Wednesday. Tune in next time. See you soon.